Hey, welcome back. I am here to share about my first breathwork experience in this video. If you haven't followed the channel yet, would give you a tiny little nudge. Go and follow, because this channel is all about bringing you maximum value when it comes to the space of personal growth and spirituality, and how to combine the both. Because these are very two important aspects of my life. So if you're somebody who's planning to go for their first ever breathwork session or festival or class or workshop, then I just want to kind of give you a little insight as to what you'll feel or how it's going to go, and also tell you as to what you may want to be prepared about. It's not something that actually is important, because every individual's breathwork experience is very different, and what you feel is different. Some people feel a lot in the first session, some people don't feel anything, some people, because they don't feel anything, sort of just let go of their need to do breath work and think that it's a modality that doesn't help you, which is absolutely wrong. And I'm also going to break that myth. To all the breathwork coaches who I know, you're doing God's work, and I really appreciate and love you for that. Okay, so now my first ever experience happened in a self-development summit known as Life Plugin, where I went for it. I'm also going to be drinking my tea simultaneously so it doesn't get cold. So I went for this summit, and I didn't know what breathwork was, or somatic breathwork is, or what is Wim Hof and stuff like that. No idea. I just went with an open mind that this is a session happening and I'm going to try it and see what happens and how I feel. And like a lot of people who do breathwork for the first time and the thing they say that I didn't feel anything, it was the same for me. Because what you got to understand is, when you go for your first breathwork experience, even the technique of being able to breathe the right way is something that doesn't come to easy to a lot of people, because naturally the way how we've become with the level of stress around us and our cortisol levels rising and how we breathe, we generally breathe very wrong. And even that's on a day-to-day basis. So if you pause and you actually take proper 2 deep breaths, you'll realize that okay, you're present, you're grounded, and we just stopped doing that, right? So that was my first realization from that session. Nothing happened, but this great facilitator Mike took us through that journey, and it really helped, as it made me feel calm, feel grounded, connected me again to an inner soul or inner meaning, if I can put it that way, because I really felt like hard emotions regarding certain things. But yeah, it wasn't like my hands were curling up or my body was reacting in any way. I was like cool as a cucumber. Cut to, I started diving deep into it and started doing more sessions. So I went I did a trial one-on-one session with a facilitator. Shout out to Eleanor, she's a great facilitator in Mumbai. So I did 3 to 4 sessions with her, and the first session with her for 2 hours, it was an ultimate success for me. I have never felt that way ever in my life. I could clear a lot of trauma related to stuff that I'd gone through in life, and it really helped just generally in being able to see and feel those things and be like, okay, this stuff that I have to let go and move on to the next phase in my life, right? So that's how it was like very helpful. Also, Eleanor did something cool, which was integration as part of the process. So the integration part really helped in identifying what is the things that are holding me back and working on those things. And then after that, it's always been kind of the same or more intense experiences, because once you learn the right way to breathe and you have the ability to push yourself beyond those limits and become open and vulnerable for breathwork to change the way you feel, and trusting the facilitator or the breathwork coach, you automatically start seeing the changes in yourself. So my recommendation to anyone going for the first time is go with an open mind. There's nothing psychedelic that's going to happen, right? The one thing that can happen, and shout out to James for this, is, and it almost happened to me once while doing breathwork, when I was very tired and almost in bed, I felt like I was going to pass out. And I know so many people who just pass out, like doing like a Wim Hof style of breathing. Now again, to tell you, like, I'm no breathwork coach and I don't know the technicalities and the scientific reason behind it. I'm just operating and telling you from a personal level as to what I felt, and what you feel can be very different. As I said, I know a lot of people who've done it 10 times and still don't feel anything. Maybe the technique is wrong, maybe they're not connected, maybe they don't trust their facilitator, maybe they don't trust the environment. So there are a lot of factors to it, but what I can assure you is you will just breathe better you'll feel more grounded, you'll feel more calm. Like calmness is the top benefit of it. Just coming out of it, you're like, oh shit, like never in my life I've been so silent in my head, never in my life I've been so quiet, never in my life have I been able to, I don't know, spend so much time alone with myself, if that's something that I can say, because that happens to me quite a bit. So I would say just take the dive, take the jump. There are a lot of facilitators I know. So in case you're interested in doing your first breathwork session, please comment. I will tag some people who I know, send the Instagrams to you. You can book one-on-one sessions. Multiple events around breathwork happening all around the world. It becomes a very important part of a lot of spiritual festivals also. But there are a lot of them doing their own practices in Mumbai, so I can link you to some of them. And yeah, I think it's going to be a journey of sorts for you. And a lot of people who I know, a lot of friends who went on this journey, realized that that's their sole purpose, and then they became breathwork coaches, which was beautiful to see. So take the leap, and yes, keep supporting the channel. Like it if it gave you some insight, some a little more clarity. And I hope breathwork brings a lot of calmness in your life, allows you to ground more, makes you feel truly human and connected to who you are. Yeah, sending a lot of love, Godspeed, and trust the process.